We're live. Hello, besties. I'm gonna give it a second for everybody to come in. Let me plug up this microphone because that's something I did not do. And I honestly need some lip gloss. My lips, I be need my lips to be like, okay, oily. I have full lips. We praise God for that. I need them greased. Woo! Amen. You see the reflection in the lips. That's what I be needing. Let me make sure this mic on. It is. It be some people that put on lip gloss like it hurt. They be like, I don't know why y'all lips hurt. But anyway, it's your girl Sheridan. And I was live earlier and I'm back. Do the Trina Braxton hand. Okay, I'm back. That's not gonna be a thing. I just did it this one time. And I'm here to read the prologue of my book, Illicit Love. It is coming out this summer. My goal is to have it out by August 1st. So I want to read it to you guys, the prologue. Give me a second. I don't wanna lose your love. Don't wanna lose. Okay. Okay. Don't wanna lose. You gotta have that 90s. Okay. The Saints be singing it all. Don't wanna lose. Don't wanna lose. You gotta have it on it. Okay. Anyway, I'm about to get ready. Hello, bestie. Thank you for the thumbs up. Make sure when y'all come in, y'all do give it a thumbs up. Definitely comment down below. Let me see if I can put the link in so that you guys can pre-order the book box. For those who desire to pre-order the book box. Okay, now these book boxes are limited edition. In them is a limited edition copy of the cover. So just be prepared for that. And it has a bunch of other products in it as well. Can I pin this? Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm about to get started. Hopefully no trolls come in and try to mess with us because I'm going to be reading the prologue instead of focusing on what y'all seeing. So hopefully a moderator comes on very soon so you can watch the chat. But anyway, make sure y'all thumbs up the video when you come in, comment down below. I hope you enjoyed the prologue. So here it comes. The name of this book is Illicit Love. Darkness painted the skies a shade of pitch black that was usually reserved for midnight. Day should have been breaking soon, but the sun's arrival had been put on pause by the monsoon. Flashes of lightning bolts stained the vault of heaven for seconds at a time. Violent winds tossed heavy flakes throughout the air, causing them to crash into one another. They were so vicious that they had a sound, a high-pitched sound. The sounds of thunder clapping and crashing jolted children from their sleep. It was a winter rainstorm. The juxtaposition between the calmness of sounds of rain and the ferocious blare of the storms could not be missed. The irony was in the fact that it was cold outside, as one would expect in Chicago in December, but not quite cold enough for the droplets of rain to freeze and produce snow. However, inside, it was as cold as ice. As the precipitation dripped down the windows and clung to its panes, this woman was inside her bedroom for the last 8 years. Each year played like a motion picture film in her head as she lay paralyzed in this state. She knew how many years it was because in this house, she knew how many years it had been in this house because her husband had purchased it a year into. Hold on. Not me losing my place. Sorry. She knew how many years it had been in this house because her husband had purchased it the year their oldest had started preschool. New level, new house, he stated with a Kool-Aid smile. This was their pledge forever home. It was massive. 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a finished basement, offices, theater, a game room, the whole 9 yards. When her husband had presented her the home, she was overjoyed. But now the bowels of hell loomed over it. Jake! She whimpered his name with a shaky voice. Her vocal cords were drenched in fear. The sight before her was a shell of the man she had known since college. Jacob Love was a walking conundrum. He was the human embodiment of Jekyll and Hyde. Julian had only known his good side, though. She knew the great provider, attentive dad, and diligent attorney, the loving side. His wife had never known how cutthroat he could be like others had. This ninja, mind you, I'm censoring that. This ninja's reach was far and wide. At the sound of his command, bodies dropped like flies in the city of Chicago. The underworld is where he thrived. He'd only put on the facade of goodness to mask the terror that awaited. His days of deciding the fate of others was coming to an end. His days had been numbered. Proof of his demonic activities had been threatening to rise to the surface for years now. It had never bothered, I'm sorry, for years now. It had never bothered him until now. Jake was acquainted with death. He was the Grim Reaper. However, today was the day of reckoning. Today was his appointed time with faith. Fate, sorry. Everyone has an appointment. Only no one knew when they would clock in or out. It was his turn to reap every seed he had sown. Usually, he could silence his victims, but he couldn't this time. The clock was ticking, and he needed a way out of his problems. Dressed only in a black lace panty and bra set, Julian had been getting ready to slip on her dress when Jacob had come in. She could hear the music, the Christmas themed carols that seemed to play. No, I'm sorry, the Christmas themed carols that played every single year around this time. Her favorite season. Although her radio rotated the same 10 to 15 songs, she grew anxious to hear them this time of year. She could hear the pitter patter of her children's feet outside her door. She could hear the belting of an older white man crooning about silver barrels. This was the time to get dressed. Their dinner party guests would be arriving soon, but the look in his eye as he entered the room made her forget everything. Her hands shook to the beat of the rapid wind slamming up against the windows. Fear had gripped her so tightly she was beginning to choke. She was trying to think of something, anything to say to her husband to bring him back. This empty vessel in front of her was an imposter. Jacob, she whispered as tears began to sprout from her eyes. What the? She couldn't even get the question out as she stared at him. He saw her there shaking and crying, but he never answered. His face, a twisted mask of pain and fury, was slick with sweat. The veins of his neck bulged, his breathing erratic. He was no longer the charming attorney who had once promised her the world, nor the doting father their community admired. No, tonight he was something else. The cold metal of the gun gleamed under the chandelier's dim light as he raised it, aiming it straight at her. Julian's breath caught in her throat. She took a step back, her hands trembling. She did not even have time to reflect on what in God's name she could have possibly done to warrant this lot in life. A tragic end was her portion. Why? Why would he do her this way? She had pledged her life and fidelity to this man to be the queen on his chessboard, and now this is how she was repaid. He had gifted her with bags, jewelry, shoes, homes, and children, and now she was being snatched away from it all by the same man who had given it. Jacob was always in control. Jacob, please, she whispered, her voice barely carrying barely carrying over the muffled sounds of the Christmas music playing in the background. The party was just getting started. She was sure the laughing, drinking guests were unaware that death loomed over them. Tears blurred her vision. What about the kids? They can't find me like this. Jacob blinked as if something within him momentarily softened. His lips parted, and for a fleeting moment, she thought she had reached him. But then, with a sudden, jerky movement, he turned the gun on himself. No! She screamed. The shot rang out, deafening, final. Blood and brain matter splattered against the ivory walls. Jacob's body crumpled to the floor, lifeless, his demons finally consuming him. His right eyeball landed at her perfectly manicured white toenail polished. Blotches of his maroon blood soaked their ivory walls in equally as pure carpet. She was drenched in his blood and coated in the weight of his decision. Ah! She hollered out in sheer agony as she felt a weight on her chest. Suddenly, the sounds of a wailing engulfed her ears. Her body jerked, drenched in sweat, her breath coming in sharp, ragged gasps, awakening her from her sleep. The dim glow of their bedroom lamp barely chased away the nightmare's hold. She blinked rapidly, trying to separate the past from the present. A weight pressed up against her chest, and she looked down to find her youngest, Claudia, straddling her, tears streaming down her little face. Mommy, Claudia sobbed, hiccuping between her cries. You had a bad dream again. Shh. Julian hushed her 4-year-old baby and rubbed her back. Surely her erratic breathing and harsh movements had terrified her girl out of her sleep. Mommy's sorry. I'm okay. Julian tried reassuring her toddler, whose face was red and filled with tears. Julian swallowed the lump in her throat and pulled her daughter in her arms, holding her close. She could feel the child's tiny hands gripping her nightgown, the warmth of her breath against her neck. It's okay, baby, Julian whispered, though she wasn't sure if she believed it herself. She turned her head to the alarm clock on the nightstand. 6:42 a.m. 2 hours of sleep. That was better than the night before. With a deep, steadying breath, Julian gently peeled Claudia off of her and swung her legs over the bed. The room was cold, sterile, just like her life had become. That same nightmare had been haunting her since the day her husband had chosen to take his own life. For 5 full nights, it was the same routine. Put the kids down for the night, drink a Red Bull, and try her best to not sleep. The nighttime put her in solitude. Nights were too quiet. They made her thoughts too loud. Still, despite her efforts, sleep would find her for an hour or so, and she would have the same dream all over again. The chilling scene of her husband's suicide would live rent free in her mind until the day she joined him in the sky. On autopilot, she ignored her recurring nightmare and prepared her 4 children for the worst day of their lives, their father's funeral. She had to stand beside them as they navigated each emotion. She did not have the option to grieve. She was a mom. Her feelings were obsolete. She only had the option to stand. Yet it was his blood, his decision, that had put them all in this predicament. Claudia, too young to understand the finality of death, clung to her side. George, slightly older, kept glancing at her with a quiet uncertainty. Her two oldest, Jewel and William, carried an anger she had not had the energy to address yet. By the time they arrived at the church, the sight of the nearly empty parking lot, one second. Okay. Hey, Sharon. Okay. Um, where was I? By the time they arrived at the church, the sight of the nearly empty parking lot made her stomach drop. For years, she and Jacob had been the golden couple, admired and envied. But now it seemed as if his sins had caught up to him in the worst way. Who was going to stand by her and her children? Julian stepped outside of the limousine, keeping her head high, masking the turmoil raging beneath her composed exterior. William and Jewel, you all hold hands. George, you hold hands with Claudia. When we go in, we're sitting right with each other on the front row after we say goodbye to Daddy. The two elders simply nodded their heads in acknowledgement. Where'd he go, Mommy? 6-year-old George asked. Julian's eyes misted. She didn't know how many times she would have to answer his question, but she had to do a good job at convincing him. Dad is in there asleep for now, but afterwards, he's gone with the angels. Now let's go say goodbye. With that, she took steps towards the church's doors with her finest black St. John knit suit and fascinated hat. She popped a piece of gum in her mouth to keep her from blacking out. As she and her children made it to the front of the same church she had gotten married in, she began to feel an unnerving amount of anxiety coming over her. She barely acknowledged Jacob's parents and their grief-laden stares as their grief-laden stares pierced through her. She just kept walking. And then she saw him, lying in a casket, stiff and lifeless. That was when the walls she had desperately held up began to crack. Her breathing hitched. A sob clawed its way out of her chest, and before she could stop it, the emotion she had buried came crashing down, raw and relentless. She was angry at him for what this meant for her children. She was sad for the amount of trauma she picked up because he did it in front of her. She was frustrated because she could feel the blame his parents had shifted on her. Jacob was gone, but the nightmare, that was just beginning. Okay, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you guys think. Did we enjoy the prologue? It's obviously much more of the book to come, so make sure y'all stay tuned. I'm not gonna read any more of the book. I don't think, but make sure y'all stay tuned so y'all can pre-order the book box. It's at sheridansdavis.com. Okay, just click the shop tab to pre-order your book box. The book boxes are $150. If you want to just pre-order the book, that is available as well. But I would say pre-order the book box because it has a limited edition cover of the book. It also, let me not just say cover, a limited edition version of the book. It also has a bunch of products for people who like reading, who enjoy reading. So make sure y'all support. I hope y'all enjoyed the prologue. If you are watching the replay, make sure you comment down below and tell me what you think. I love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Bye. Uh-oh. Danisha, how much is your new book? Okay, so hold on, let me okay. So the book itself, the book pre-order without the box is $30. The book box which is a custom box with the custom limited edition book in there, as well as some other products for book lovers, which I love. It is $150. Let me show you guys, and I do have Afterpay on my website in case you needed to Afterpay. Let me show y'all the book box flyer. Do we love? I love. Baby, I love it so much. Okay, I love this flyer down. I love it. Do you guys love the graphics? I'm so excited. Baby, it is a Black love story, and I'm so excited to tell it. It is loosely based on my paternal grandparents' love story. It's really theirs is really a love tragedy. But I hope you guys like the graphics. Tell me what you think. I took my good time on it. And again, so this is a pre-order. So everything should ship by or before August 1st. So summertime. It's a summertime read. And I'm very, very excited. On the website too, if you are ordering a book box, there is space for you to tell me who I'm signing the book to. So if you're purchasing a book box and you're getting it for someone else, make sure you indicate that so I can know I'm not signing it over to Denisha if you want me to sign it for Cindy, if that makes sense. So I am hand signing all of these books that come in the book box pre-order as well as the book pre-order. So I'm signing them all, hand signing, no stamp. Your girl is signing them all because I want y'all to know that I appreciate you guys for I so appreciate you guys for supporting me. I appreciate y'all for supporting me. I appreciate y'all for loving on me and for enjoying my work. So I pray that y'all enjoy this story. It's called Illicit Love for a reason. This story is rated R. Okay, this is not the disciples did not write this. Okay, the disciples did not write this book. Okay, Peter did not write this book. Matthew, Mark, Luke, nor John wrote this book. Jesus did not write this book. Okay, he gave me the gift. And that I have, I give it unto thee. Okay, so we got some spiciness in this book. We got some language in this book. So I, of course, censored myself as I was reading, but it's very good. So it is a Black love story. As you can see, it says Black love story inside. And yeah, I hope that y'all really support it and enjoy. Again, it'll be a summer release, so everything will be shipping on or before August 1st. Okay, I met you through your family member, Tasha, years ago. Oh, okay, Tasha, my auntie. Thank you for your support, and I'm happy to have met you. I'm really good with faces, so Tasha got to show me who you are, and then, but whatever. I'm excited to have your support, and thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. All right, you guys, I'm about to log off. I bought myself a nice little present today from Murphy's. Oh, okay. I got it when I came and I spoke at the women's conference. I remember that. So I'm about to log off. I bought myself something really nice today. I'm gonna do some cleaning and set up my new gift to myself. And I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, it's 9:30. Oh, yes. Let me get up out of here. I love y'all real bad. Have a good night. Bye.